Welcome back to Volvo at ConExpo Live. We just wrapped up our at-show press conference where Volvo handed over the keys to this industry-unique hauler made primarily with fossil-free steel. It's a big step toward improved sustainability in construction. And joining us now is Christina Freiborg. She's the Executive Vice President and Head of Sustainability at SSAB. So Christina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting me.
So give us an idea of what is the potential for fossil-free steel in the industry and beyond.
Well, fossil-free steel there's a huge potential actually, both for the construction industry and you as our customers and your customers, but also for the climate and the sustainability issues at stake. For example, the steel industry accounts for 7% of the CO2 emissions globally. So there is something to do there. So we're trying to contribute to that. For you and your customers, there's also this contribution that you can make from buying this steel to a better world for our kids.
I'm sure that this gets fairly technical. However, in layman's terms, how does this product compare to traditional produced steel in terms of performance?
It's exactly the same. There's no difference in quality whatsoever, because what we're doing is changing the way that we take oxygen out of iron ore and not at all the steel producing part of it. So it's exactly the same quality, if not better.
So can you take us through what the process is for fossil-free steel? I mean, basically, how is this made?
Absolutely. Well, steel can be made from two different sources. You have iron ore, which is the virgin material, and you have scrap, which is the circular input material that we use. SSAB produces steel from both. Here in the US, we produce steel from scrap, whereas in the Nordic countries, in Sweden and Finland, we produce steel from iron ore. Now it is from iron ore, which is the virgin material, that the CO2 emissions come. That's where it sort of comes from, because the iron ore is basically full of oxygen that needs to be removed from the ore in order for it not to become too loose in quality.
Well, that makes sense.
So I can show you. This is a little iron ore pellet.
Little pellet.
It's a little pellet, and this is what goes into the blast furnace, which takes out the oxygen out of this little thing. Little ore pellet.
It's easier to carry when you're traveling. Is that how it goes?
Easy to carry. And instead of having it in a blast furnace, we have developed this technique where we use something called a direct reduction oven, which is fueled by hydrogen gas instead of coking coal, which we use in the blast furnace. Because when in a blast furnace and you put this in here and you want to reduce the oxygen, you add the coking coal, which means that the coal molecule and the oxygen molecule, they merge and they go out and they create CO2 emissions. What we need to do is to remove the oxygen from here.
Okay.
So what we're doing in this new type of process is to remove the oxygen with hydrogen instead of coking coal, which means that the byproduct will no longer be CO2, it will be H2O. And we know what H2O is. So that's a really good thing to do. And this has not been made in an industrial way before. It's a laboratory-based process so far, but now we have been able to deliver steel made out of this for about 500 tons to our customers, and out of which you are one of them. Out of the direct reduction oven comes a sponge iron, which looks like this, and you can actually feel the difference.
So this is what it starts out at, and when it comes out, it is
when
spongy.
It comes out, it is spongy, and it's also a bit lighter.
It is.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah, and after this goes into the steel mill, and there's no difference in process whatsoever. So the quality of the steel will be the same. So this is where it differs. It's a blast furnace being replaced by a direct reduction oven instead. This is what has gone into the steel making of that truck.
Nice.
Of that hauler.
Now explain what this is.
This is a small plate of the first fossil-free steel that we developed. Maybe you want to hold it?
Wow.
So this is a smaller version of the hauler. You can put it.
This one you can take with you.
Yeah, this is easier to transport. It's what the first fossil-free steel looked like. And we're very proud to have been able to develop this. And again, we don't produce it commercially in an industrial level yet, but we have been able to deliver about 500 tons to our customers already, which proves that the technology works.
Wow.
And what's interesting is that there's a huge demand for it also. I mean, you are one of our customers to whom we're providing this fossil-free steel, but we have other customers as well who want it, and we can see that demand is just increasing from it.
I love. It's too bad you can't actually feel it out there, right? So just real quickly, because we have a few more minutes, can you explain the SSAB? You work with SAAB. How did that relationship come to be, to work with Volvo?
With us?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, the Volvo Group, first of all, we're Swedish companies. We have a long tradition. Volvo has been a big customer of ours for a long time. So we have an existing relationship already. When we started this process of developing the fossil-free steel together with our partners in Sweden, which is the iron ore company, LKAB, and also the energy company, Vattenfall, we created this joint venture. And now, so we wanted to create this fossil-free value chain together. Now it's time to add our customers. And you being a very valuable customer to us, we wanted to invite you to join this creation of the fossil-free value chain. And now we have, and now you have your customer also joining this value chain, which is unique in a sense that we're not looking at just single companies doing their part. We're looking at this entire value chain, and I think this is what's coming more and more in this area.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Christina, for
you.
sharing more with us about this initiative to move sustainability forward in the construction industry. You really did set a great example. SSAB has set a great example for so many of us as we work to better protect the world all around us. The science is fascinating, but let's talk to the first owner of this historic articulated hauler in North America. Watch this.
Hi, so I'm Richard Frost. I'm the Head of Sustainability and Innovation for CRH. CRH is one of the world's biggest building solutions providers, but more people recognise us from our OpCo brands such as Pensy Supply, and we have many businesses across the US and across Europe. We've recently just upgraded our science-based target initiative to a 1.5 degree warming scenario, and with that we've obviously got our Scope 1 and Scope 2 reductions that we need to do, but Scope 3 is clearly in our focus and sights as well. So this machine here is a real contribution to that. Not just that, but we also buy and use steel ourselves, and so we're really interested to understand the value chain that Volvo have been able to put together for this machine. We plan to use this hauler the same way as we use every A30 hauler across our business. So it's going to be doing the same duties of a load and haul, load and haul contracts within our operations in our quarry, but also probably some stock out duties as well in our quarry sites. Construction has a really huge impact, not just through the construction phase, but also for the full life of construction projects and how buildings operate and the efficiency they can run around. So this is absolutely vital for us to meet the challenges we have around sustainability and specifically climate change.
You just heard from SSAB and now CRH, both forward-thinking companies in sustainability that Volvo is super proud to work with. Thank you for watching.